Okay, so you can see what I've done here. I've actually just used Giddy Up to create the word pigs, and we're just going to do the first two letters, the P and the I, and you can actually see what I've done. I've just converted to outlines to make it a little bit easier to see. I'm just in outline mode, and I've just traced that around. You can see my center path there. So what I'm going to do is just delete that first layer, and I'm just going to go File, Save, and yeah, that's okay. I've already saved it as PI. And now, just a couple of things. Let's just have a look at the size of this. So, and you can actually see we're actually in millimeters again. So let's just go back and always remember in your units to get into points, because then you've got an idea of how big it's going to be. So you can see it's 163 points high, which means it'll come in 163 centimeters. Sorry, there's my height over 250 points, so 2.5 meters. Now, we probably want it to be a bit bigger than that. So what we're going to do is when I go into Cinema 4D here, I'm just going to go File and Open. And you'll actually see on my desktop, you'll see the PI down here, and I'm going to go to Open. And I'm going to scale it up 10. And I'm going to click OK and bring that up. And you'll actually see that I don't want to close the spline there. And if I actually have a look at the size of this now, you actually see it's quite big. It's 283 meters high. 287 meters high, something like that. So I just want to zero that. Let's just take that through. Could have zeroed there before, but that's okay. So it's sitting in the middle of my world, and what I want to do now is go and get a null object. So I'm just going to get my null, and I'm going to go through, and I want to get a tag, and I'm just going to go to my C4D tags, and I want to go to align to spline. So I've got my null there, and you can actually see down here there's a thing called spline path. So I'm just going to drag PI down into there, and you'll see position at the moment is set to 0. That's okay. So what I want to do now is I'm going to just go through here, and I'm going to animation add a keyframe. And let's think about how many seconds we want this to happen over. I'm thinking to get to this part here, we'll just make it 20 seconds to begin with. That's going to be 500 frames. So I'm going to go to my project settings, and I'm going to set the maximum time up to 500. And there we are there. Sorry, maximum time 500. And preview maximum time 500. And what I'm going to do is just take that through to the end. And if I go back to my null now and onto that, and I want to go through and set the position here to be 100. And again, I want to go to animation add keyframe. So what you'll see now, if I take that back and play this through, you'll actually notice that my null object is actually following that path, which is what we want it to do. Okay.